With the Hillsborough City Council scheduled to hear the second reading of an ordinance that would increase sewer rates by 15% over 3 years, an area resident spoke out Monday evening, saying that she needed more answers on what was being done with the money. Armed with statistics, grant resources, and comparison data to other cities, Christine Curley told the Hillsborough City Council that based on statistical data, in 2010, the average Hillsborough family will pay more in water and sewer rates than they will pay in city taxes, and those utilities average 1.9% of the median annual household income.
My concern is this: water at $42.83 a month is going to become a burden to the citizens of our community if we consider the growth. The next thing was a sewer increase. You're proposing a 5% increase. I would like to know what that increase is going to include. What is it covering for our city? Where is that money going to go? What is it earmarked for? And then once I find out the final figures, I did statistical increases for it. And if you look on the first page that I handed you, which was the sewer rates, those sewer rates are stated before. Number one, we had reports from 1998 to 2002 of $454. It was a straight line report. My suggestion or thought was that somebody turned a report for 2002 and the state backfilled those to $454. That's a common practice in government accounting, especially for reporting. I used to audit NASA, and that's a very common find. Once the report is figured, then you have actual figures that are reported from 2002 up to 2009. However, the city of Hillsborough has failed to report 2003, 2004, 2005, 2008, and 2009. 2010 rates are not available because they're not issued until August 1st of this year, and I contacted the EPA office and they did not have the report available. It'll be published October 1st, and I will be looking at that report as well. My concern is the increase. I am a new citizen to Hillsborough. I do not have the history of the sewer. I tried to find it online. I could not find the information. I contacted the office, asked them for information, and they could not provide me information. So what I'm requesting is that you're requesting a 5% increase, but yet our figures are not available to public of what we're actually paying. I, as a citizen, have a problem when it's charging me 141.9% more for me to flush my toilet. The same amount of water to fill my toilet is the same amount of water that's leaving my toilet. I understand that there's city sewer lines, and I understand that there's different things. I understand I take a shower. It's the same amount of water for me to run that shower as it is for that shower to drain. Same amount of water to fill the washer as it is to drain the washer. My concern is this: where is that money going to? What is it improving? And where is it at? I don't see the justification, and I don't see the numbers or reports figured to the state. So the average citizen or family is going to spend $1,600 roughly on water and sewer. That is more than most citizens pay in city taxes. That's more than most citizens pay in gas to heat their home if they're on a budget plan. Gas is expensive. Why is my water so much money? I see a problem if we as Hillsborough can't feed our own, but yet we want to charge our citizens up to $160 a month without even an increase right now for our water and sewer. There's a problem here. I know that the sewer lines need to be replaced in town. I get it. I live in an old house, and I've already replaced out to the street, and I still got backup, and I still got raw sewage coming to my house. I know this. But my problem is that I don't see an increase necessary if we can't fix the problem that's already there. And I want to know where the money's going and where it's at and why it's not on these reports.
Have you seen the construction going on North High Street?
I have seen the construction.
The sewer plant?
Yes.
$17 million.
Right. I know the cost. I do.
So a portion of that is paying for that sewer plant that the EPA requires to build.
Okay, so then my next question is that what were the sources of funding that are being used, were used, and have been used for the water treatment plant?
You said you called the office?
I did.
What number did you call?
I called the mayor's office and asked for the documentation and reports for the annual cost of the water. My concern is that I understand there's a need to have new sewer lines. I understand there's a need to have a new sewer treatment plant. I get that need. But my question is where do we find the funding for it? Did we actually search and find every available source? But there's an EPA source funding here through the state of Ohio. The city can apply 2 times a year, twice a year, for $1.6 million in grants alone in Appalachia counties. Highland County was number 3 on the list of approval counties for the state to approve. If we ask for money, even if we got $100,000 as a community, that's $100,000 our citizens and I as a family do not have to pay.
Yeah, but sometimes grants aren't free. I mean,
I
sometimes there's
understand.
strings attached.
I know,
to the
there's
grant
matching grants, and then you have to come up with a front cash to match, or you have to do a lot of stringent things to go with it. But there are 39 grants that are listed at this website. It's a form that you fill out for the EPA. I went and tried to find the grants that we were approved for to build the sewer treatment plant. I could not find them in time for the meeting. I'd like to get that information or find out where I can go to get that
I
information.
can tell you that we received $7 million in grants. That's what we received.
And have we applied since we started building the plant for any additional grants? Because they have maintenance, upkeep, and continuation construction
You can't get in with maintenance until after the project is completed.
Right, but they still have continuation construction grants listed at this website, just so you know, of $1 million
Well,
a year.
I don't understand why, when you call 393-5219, which
That's
is
not
his
right.
office, you weren't able to talk to Kirby, and she's the one that got the monies for the city of Hillsborough.
I asked and nobody knew where to go. Just so you know, I also did a median income pulled from citydata.com. The average median income in Hillsborough is $30,888, meaning the average citizen will pay 1.9% of their annual income to water and sewer department for fees and usage rate. The annual citizen, based on their median income, based on the city's income of Chillicothe, Milford, and Wilmington, was all below 0.7% of their income. I have a problem with that number because that's a number that is a large amount of income coming out of people's pockets. I know water is a major resource and a need, but I don't think that it cost us this much. It does not cost me 141.9% increase for me to flush a toilet to drain my water out of my house.
Mrs. Curtis, I think you're really up on your numbers. I can applaud you for that. However, I do want you to call the city office and get with Kirby, who got our grants for us, because I think you will see some different numbers. You talk about Wilmington and being $40 dollars and something like that. Had we not froze the rates as we did, waiting on the engineers to come up with an O&M figure so we could proceed to see what we wanted to do, your rates would have been $43.30. Right now, what they're going to be with your 5% increase is $25.42. So we do have a discrepancy there of where the money is going. We can account for everything that the money is going to. And RCAP give us a recommendation as to where to put the money. And we've opened up not really opened up 3 accounts, but we put in 3 lines that says for sewer maintenance, improvements, and repair for the future.
Later in the meeting, Council heard the second reading on the ordinance that would increase the sewer rates by 5% each year for 2011, 2012, and 2013. Council will hear the third and final reading of the ordinance during their next meeting, September 12th at 7 p.m. If the ordinance passes, it will go into effect in 30 days.